Welcome back, SethBling here. Yesterday in a live stream, I did a Super Mario World speedrun of the Kill Bowser category. It's very similar to the credits warp in that you use arbitrary code execution to glitch the game and warp somewhere that you shouldn't normally be able to warp. But in this case, instead of warping to credits, I warped to the Bowser room and fought Bowser using a cloud as seen in the 11 exit category. No cape, so I had to fight it as small Mario. But this is a new route that I came up with myself using some similar techniques to the ones that I discovered for the new credits warp route that I've been doing the last couple weeks. So the previous world record in this category before yesterday was 6 minutes 55 seconds. By the way, you'll notice I'm glitching 2 berries, and then this berry eat is actually a pixel perfect Y coordinate, which is very unusual. Most of my runs require pixel perfect X coordinates. That one I found a setup for a Y coordinate, and that's actually pretty important. Yeah, the previous world record, 6:55, 6 minutes 55 seconds by me, using a version of the marathon safe credits warp that was modified to warp to Bowser instead. So in this case, what I did is, like I said, there's some Y coordinates that actually matter. So those berries, the Y coordinates of those berries actually matter. And that's because instead of just using the sprite X coordinate table to hold code, hold the, as I call it, shell code, instead of just using the sprite X coordinate table, in this run, it actually uses the sprite Y coordinate table, which is immediately before the sprite X coordinate table in memory. So the very end of the sprite Y coordinate table spilling over into the sprite X coordinate table. And so here you're seeing me spit out all those shells at pixel perfect X coordinates. And since they're one after another in memory, they form a series of code that gets run when I perform the item swap glitch, which I have used before extensively in a lot of my speedruns. That green shell is the final bit of shell code. Here I'm doing the item swap, which you may have seen me do before. This would normally crash the game, but because of all those memory manipulation things I did with shells and all sorts of stuff, instead of crashing the game, it wrote 2 values to 2 different places in memory. One of the locations that it wrote to was an address that whenever you try and load the overworld, like when you die or when you complete a level, the overworld map loads, and if this value is non-zero, then it'll load a different level instead of the overworld. And so I wrote a value to that address, which takes you to the Bowser room. You'll notice I also have the Lakitu cloud here. This is what I mentioned earlier. It's in the 11 exit category. This is just a natural consequence of doing the item swap glitch with the Yoshi and the moving coin and the charge and chuck. It glitches out Bowser's AI because it uses the X and Y coordinates of the cloud, use some of the same memory addresses that the Bowser AI uses. But yeah, as I was saying, one of the addresses we write to changes which level you go to instead of the overworld, and then the other address is necessary so that when I actually defeat Bowser from this fight, that it actually plays the credits. You need to set the trans level number, which is the level number that gets set when you enter a level from the overworld, because the credits will only play when you defeat Bowser and save Princess Peach if the trans level number is set to Bowser's front door, Bowser's back door, Bowser's castle, front door or back door. So you have to set 2 values to 2 different addresses to 2 different values, and so it's a lot of code actually to fit into this small amount of space that we have available within the sprite X coordinate table, and that's why I had to use a couple of extra bytes for the sprite Y coordinate table. Okay, it's a lot to get through, but I think I kind of got through it. The end result is a 3 minute 35 speed run here. There was some sloppiness in terms of shells spitting out. It took me a little bit of time to get to the right X coordinate in order to spit out those shells. I think this could go a lot lower. It could probably go under 3 minutes. I have to go off and reload all the shells every single time I want to get a new shell to spit out. But there's faster ways to do that where you can sort of like bop a bunch of Koopas and then spit out shells while they're all on screen. And anyway, there's faster ways to do this. I think there's also probably some reordering of different parts of this run which could speed things up. But this isn't a run. This isn't a category that very many people have ever speedrun. There's really only 2 other people who have done runs of this category. But for those who don't think a credits warp is like a legitimate completion of the game because, you know, you're warping halfway through the credits and you don't even have the right music and whatever, this is sort of a lot closer, right? Killing Bowser, getting the end credits is the full end credits with all the staff credits and everything. This is sort of like, for those speedrunning purists, it's the true any percent of Super Mario World. Just depends on your point of view. But I'm pretty happy with this route. I think it's really cool. I hope some other runners try it out. It does require 2 multi-taps and 4 controllers, like the new credits warp route as well. But it's pretty cool. And I'm happy I got a time that was not... earlier in the stream, I had gotten one where I like died on Bowser once or twice, and that was not very good. So this one, I didn't die. I didn't really mess up anything major. So solid run. All right, well, if you want to check out more about this route, there's a couple links in the video description to sort of the route information and technical description. That's about it. Thanks for watching.